All right, what is up, my brothers? So in this video, I have a post that was sent to me, which would either be defined as the simp of the year or women's greatest ally. This is actually an older post from September of 2021. I thought this was recent, tied into the Roe versus Wade recent decision. But this guy says, today I made a big decision. This is a public post, by the way. A lot of people call me crazy because of how young I am for getting this procedure. Today I got a vasectomy. It was quick and painless. Now, for frame, I'm not going to put this up on the screen and dox the guy, even though the post is public and he's got his Instagram and Snapchat and TikTok and everything linked in there because he's obviously looking for follows. But he looks like he's probably mid to late 20s, if we're being honest. So he said it was quick and painless. Oh, and insurance covers it. If you don't have insurance, it's only $700. Women's birth control kills their body and a lot of times can have bad side effects. And the crazy thing is, vasectomies are reversible. This guy's obviously new here. Not only that, but there are many kids that would love to be adopted, and honestly, that's my plan. So his plan is not to sire his own children. His plan is to adopt somebody else's kids. Fine, noble perhaps. And until then, I have my dog, who is my son in my eyes, okay? Guys, stop being selfish. Women go through a lot. Get the procedure, especially if you're just getting women pregnant without being in their lives. I'm not crazy, I'm fair and understanding. And he goes on to say, this is my private Facebook, but I recently made it public. Contact me on my other social media. Now, this blew up again because of the recent decision. And as I look at the comments here, yeah, they're not particularly positive from a lot of dudes. They're positive from the female imperative. So the two sides of the coin on this, and I would normally drive doing this, by the way, guys, but it's pouring rain and the rain is so loud on the windshield. So on top of the engine noise, the windshield, and the road noise, I've got to do this sitting still in the McLaren. So this guy says, yeah, no, I don't want to adopt. I hope to find someone willing to bear two of my hairs and raise our children together. Another alternative is just to keep it in your pants. Someone who is willing to leave the duty of raising a child to one parent, no matter which one it is a child themselves. And he goes on for a bit. Of course, this woman over here says, you're awesome. Another guy, Jeff, says, quick and painful and likely permanent. If vasectomy is not birth control, there's no comparison. I know a lot of guys, older guys, over 30, that have tried to have vasectomies reversed and they haven't been successful. On a rare occasion, they can be, but what they usually end up doing is paying for IVF treatment. You basically have to do it through test tubes and a microscope. So there's a lot of praise here from the female first primary social order, with some guys as well, which are, as you look at them, mostly beta males. Some of them are calling him losers. Some of the women are calling him amazing, love this so much. And these are all recent, replies to this. So this definitely got picked up for a reason. Now, the reason why I'm going through this with you guys is, yeah, there's an element of people that have seen this post that have just called him a complete and total simp. And there's a part of me that agrees with that, because he's basically castrating himself and his entire genetic lineage to essentially placate women and bend the knee and put them on a pedestal and worship them. Men have been taught their entire lives to really never stand up to women, and this is a very, very good example of guys basically placating the female first primary social order. It's sad some regard, because if you want to have kids, which most guys at some point generally do, or a kid, to pass on your name, pass on your DNA, all that sort of stuff, getting a vasectomy is kind of a stupid idea. There's something like at least a dozen and a half, 2 dozen safe and reliable forms of birth control for women. Why not use those? There's not many for men. Really, you've got condoms, pull-out game, and they're starting to talk about this new male birth control, which really just essentially weakens men. It just pussifies them. It changes their hormone panel, so they essentially become infertile, which makes them weaker. So I'm not a big fan of those angles, and I have talked to a lot of dudes that have vasectomies, and a lot of them, complain about post-operation pain, long-standing complications after it. Orgasms don't feel the same, sex doesn't feel the same. There's a lot of guys that have mentioned that. There's also a lot of dudes that just say, oh yeah, it's it's the best thing since sliced bread, especially if you don't want to have more kids. So I don't really like, I'm not worshiping this guy. Let's just make this clear. I'm not saying, oh my God, everybody should go and do this, because honestly, if I'm being honest, it's stupid. And this guy is really claimed the title of Simp of the Year. You know, guys, we found him. This is him, but you know, he will easily be replaced. Actually, not even of the year, of the day, of the video. Somebody will come out. Some dude will come out and do something equally stupid, and brag about it, and hope that all these women that are praising him, I love this is awesome, you're so strong and brave, blah blah blah. The truth of the matter is none of these women really want to be with this guy. He's not what I would call a in-demand, high-value guy. As I look at the photographs here, he looks like he's in pretty good shape, but like, this is what guys are willing to do to get girls. They're willing to brag publicly. First it was a private post, but willing to brag publicly that they've done this, so that women don't need to complicate their lives to, you know, to get girls. What you will find as a guy is that a lot of older women tend to prefer guys with, you know, vasectomies, because they've already had their kids. They've already had their 2 or 3 or 4 kids. They've gotten them out of the way. They've gone through the divorce machine. They've been very well taken care of. They've got child support, perhaps child support and alimony from their ex, and they don't want to deal with more kids because they're very, very well looked after. So they tend to lean on guys that have had, you know, vasectomies when it comes to birth control, because they don't want to do anything in their body. Tubal like, I'm totally butchering it, but it's where they tie their tubes, you know. That they complain is more invasive and problematic than a guy essentially tying his tubes, which is what a vasectomy is. So it's not something to brag about, if I'm being honest. In fact, I would argue this is probably embarrassing. I would be embarrassed if I was this kid's father. I call him a kid because he's in his 20s. He's probably going to live to regret this decision. I just wanted to make this quick video for you guys to show the lengths guys are going to, and the recent praise even old posts are getting today from plugged-in beta males and a female first primary social order, which is basically praising this guy for going out and doing this recently because of the recent Roe versus Wade overturning with the Supreme Court in the United States. To me, it's simple. You know, use safe and reliable birth control if you're going to be having sex and you don't plan on having kids. And handle that responsibly. Don't be an idiot. And if you're a woman, don't go around letting guys nut in you if you're not using birth control, either one of you. It doesn't seem like that complex of a solution to what seems to be a fairly easy problem to solve. Taking permanent steps to a temporary problem in your life is always a bad idea. A vasectomy is a fairly permanent step. It's not as reversible as this guy purports it to be. It's somewhat complicated and doesn't always work. So anyway, let's hope it works out for our friend here at the end of the day. But for all you other fellows, leave a comment below. Smash the like button and let people know what you think. Those are just my thoughts. I wanted to make a quick video on that because I saw this thing trending. It's got over 500,000 shares and close to 1 million likes at this point, and it doesn't appear to be letting up. People are still populating it with comments and blowing it up. Weirdest thing ever, but hey, that's the world that we live in today. Take a step back, unplug from comforting lies, and take a look at what all these things are for what they truly are. And adapt, guys. That's my advice. We'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.